Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about customization. Customization is something that is really important for you and your setup because your setup is made for you. It's made so that you can have the most efficient time out on the water. You know where everything is, you got everything set up the way you want it so that you can be the most effective on the water. You see, somebody that's fishing the flats for redfish is going to have a different setup than somebody that's bass fishing in their local lake. Everybody's setup is custom to them. So today, I've got my Blackpak with me. I started with a milk crate. I love the milk crate, but I upgraded to the Blackpak last year, and we're gonna go through all of the modifications that I'm gonna do to it. This thing is gonna hold all of my rods, and it's also gonna hold all of my tackle. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that we need to address is these bolts here. These are from the rod holders, but they seem to stick out really far, and they always grab my soft plastic bags and rip them open. This leads to soft plastics falling out. God forbid that happens on the boat and we lose any lures. So, today, we're removing the bolts. We're going to cut them down to size. We're also going to take the nuts from those bolts that are silver and spray paint them black. That way they blend in with everything and they don't stick out too much. We're going to sand the edges of those bolts down, that way they're not sharp or rigid, and so that there's no problems with threading the bolts back on. The next modification has to do with transporting the Blackpak. The Blackpak already has pre-existing holes cut out for handles, which some people do use, but I found they kind of get in the way when you have the Blackpak loaded with all of your gear. So today, we're taking some paracord here, we're going to cut that down to size, we're going to burn the ends, that way they are nice and clean. And then we're going to feed that through the pre-existing holes in the Blackpak and use that as sort of a rail mount or sliding point for the clips from the shoulder strap to clip onto. So now we take the strap, which has some nice heavy-duty clips on it, and we're going to clip that to the paracord. Here you can see that this is a free-flowing and free-sliding mechanism. This is so that whenever I pick up the bag, no matter what angle I'm on, it is always centered and the bag doesn't tip over. I found that if you try to tie it in a permanent location or permanently to one spot on the Blackpak, it tips and tilts and some things fall out of my bag. So with this method, it just slides freely, and whatever angle I pick it up on, normally the center of gravity recorrects itself so that nothing falls out of my pack. This has made transporting things a lot easier. It is so easy to load up my Blackpak with everything I could possibly need. My tackle trays, my soft plastics, all my accessories, and my rain gear, even my rods in the rod holder. Then I just pick it up, throw it over my shoulder, and I can transport all of my gear to and from wherever I need to at that point. It's a real game changer, and I love this modification. It's super simple, and I don't think a lot of people think about it, but this thing has changed the way that I transport my gear. The last modification for today is going to be the bottom four corners of the Blackpak. These are just molded pieces of plastic, but the problem with these is they get scratched up a lot, and they also scratch up the bottom of my kayak, which I do not like. It also just makes them really loud when you put it down or move it around. I went to Harbor Freight and I found these rubber adhesive strips for only $3, and I thought those could be the perfect thing for the Blackpak, so I grabbed one. All we're going to do is make a stencil with this piece of paper of the bottom four corners. They're all the same, so one stencil is all that's needed. Then we're going to transfer that to the rubber here with a pencil and a marker. After we've transferred it, we're going to cut all four corners out, and then we're going to remove the adhesive. So I know these things already come with adhesive on them, but it's not that strong, and I figured, you know what, super glue would probably work better for this. So I peeled the adhesive off, and then I took some super glue and I put that down before I placed the rubber onto the corner. After I did that, I decided to take these very small screws and screw two of them into each corner. That way it wasn't going anywhere. I didn't want any play in this, and I didn't want them to fall off after time. So some super glue and some screws, and boom, we've got this rubber protective coating on all four corners. It's not going to scratch anything, it's not going to be loud, and it's not going to slip or slide anywhere anymore. It grips very well, and I'm really happy that this only costed me about $3 to $5 to do. That's pretty much all of the modifications that we are doing for today. I hope you guys liked the video, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.